You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.
Ladies and gents, this is Kevin Kierstead, host of Truth on Tap and Caps on Tap. I hope you're enjoying the show. Truth on Tap is focused on bringing you absolute truth about everything from mainstream media to comedy, from psychology to the paranormal. This show keeps it real, not the fake kind of real, the real kind of real. That same spirit also covers our Caps on Tap show about the Washington Capitals. Caps on Tap shows air only after Capitals wins at this time. Please come like our Facebook page and join the conversation at facebook.com/Truth on Tap show. Truth on Tap has been picked up and promoted by iHeartRadio, the internet audio mega monster, so shows are available there as well as on Spreaker and a limited selection on iTunes. To get in on a show's chat, you can chat from the Facebook page I mentioned or go to www.spreaker.com/user/truth-on-tap and look for the live episode or call in at 910-NO-LYING. That's 910-665-9464. Thanks again for checking out Truth on Tap and Caps on Tap.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.
Opening up the truth pipeline for these bitches.
Truth on Tap. Truth.
My right to say how I say it's mine to give my right, my heart, it's mine to share my sins, my heart.
Truth on Tap.
Invite to abuse, just the wish to use, chop it up and recombine, chop it up and
Truth on
recombine.
Tap.
There it is. Truth on Tap, the show. Kevin Kierstead, the host. Oh, the funky jam. Here comes that. Yeah. I made it, bitches. Reason 5.0. It's an outdated version. Don't need modern stuff. I be going old school on everything. Listen to this. You feel this beat. This beat makes you move. Go ahead and try to sit there and not move. I'll give you time. It won't work. Yeah. See? You thought you were like, oh, see, I'm not moving, but the foot was moving. That's what I do when I make something like that. I'm forcing you to get the knee bouncing. Yeah, because you hear this and you say, well, I may be white, but I've got to try to dance. White people dancing, you generally look like someone is shooting a shotgun at you. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. You can do better. You can do better than that. Yeah, you don't have to have natural rhythm. You can fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sunday night special. Whose mic is it anyway? It's not mine. I never claimed it was mine. I just use it because nobody else is. Yeah, listen to that. It's like a holy orgasm. My God. Sunday night special, July 6th, 2014, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You West Coast people probably going, Kevin, you're doing a show and it's 5 p.m. out here. How am I going to listen to this? Well, don't, goddammit. You can listen later. We're getting our East Coast jam on right now. You understand? Yeah. And this show is one we're going to try to model after Whose Line Is It Anyway? But I got to have you guys in chat and call in to give us scenarios. You name an actor, you name an actress, you mention a scenario. Or we can do something simple like put the wrong actress in the wrong movie. Say, so Kevin, you're Arnold Schwarzenegger and Steel Magnolia. Whatever. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Just feeling it right now. I'm trying to feel my show. If I don't feel it, I don't know where to go with it. So I gotta sniff it. You know, dogs sniff each other's asses. I sniff it through the tempo of the vibes I'm getting. And that's not always related to the music that's playing. Let's see. Yeah. I like that song. I made that song because I wanted to make a song I would like to listen to. Yeah, little jazz, little hip-hoppity in there, as John McCain would call it. Fucking cracker. What the fuck is wrong with John McCain? I don't know. Yeah, Truth on Tap, the show. Kevin Kierstead, the host, and we are gonna do it. Whose mic is it anyway? Well, I'll go ahead and, for the at least temporal position of this show, say that the mic is mine. I'm up on the mic, and for that reason, I'm going to have to make some executive decisions here. Now, because this show is not a serious show, and because of a few other things, one, I'm not entirely out of my sickness. I'm out of the painful part. I'm recovering my energy. I have to fucking inhale coffee to be able to keep up with you motherfuckers. That's number one. Number two, this show cannot be a serious show. I don't have the type of energy or any roused anger to focus an attack on news or something like it. Therefore, at the very best, this is going to be a fun game show type of radio show, or if I'm not getting the interaction and the ideas for whose mic is it anyway, which I will continue to do. I know it's going to take off. It's just a matter of getting it going. Then we're going into experimental or fuck around mode. I don't, you know, some might say, what a fucked up phrase that is, some might say, but I suspect it's true. Some people listening to this show at some point in the future or even right now might say, Kevin, the reason that you're not giving a serious topic is because you want to set the bar low. And if you set the bar low, psychologically, you come out the victor as long as you talk. Well, you got a good point there. I couldn't argue that. I will argue a point that makes me look bad and favor the point, if it makes sense, if it's logical. And that is logical. Maybe that's what I'm doing, trying to set the bar really low, so that if you get 2 or 3 laughs out of this show, and you don't feel like you wasted your time listening to it, then I've won. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what I've been doing. Because when you say, this show is going to teach you A to B to C to D to E to, and you come up without the E to, well, then you've lost. You set your bar too high. Maybe that's what's going on here. One thing it is not, it is not something that matters to me enough to really give a fuck. All of these analytics you can do, figuring out your demographic, finding out when the best time is to air your show, figuring out when what the best topics are and what are the most engaging. Fuck a duck. Fuck 2 ducks and a goose. It's a new game. It's pornographic in nature while involving foul. Yet, that's how much I care. If I gave 2 flying fucks, they would have already fell out of the sky. That's how weak they would have been. They would have, failed navigational equipment. I don't know. Maybe they were just too fat. Or we feed the ducks. We feed the birds now. We feed the pigeons. Are they getting too fat to fly? Is that what happened to the penguin? I'll bet penguins used to be able to fly. Any biology experts? Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. And they got fat. Can't fly. They can barely waddle now. They're like, well, we can swim pretty good. That's because you had to, bitches. Because you can't fly anymore. Fucking penguins. You know, there's a NHL team named the Penguins, and I can't stand those prick-tard assholes. And I can't stand their fans. So their fans can kiss my ass right after Sidney Crosby kisses my ass. I've got enough ass for all of you. Just take your time. Everybody just pucker up and get to kissing, because that's what I feel about them. They're pricks. Bunch of bandwagon bitches. The Caps have some bandwagon fans, but not that many. We've got some hardcore guys that have been with the team since their inception. And these bitches show up because Sidney Crybaby Cries Boy, Canada's golden boy, shows up. And everybody hates European players, especially if they're Canadian. Don Cherry, can you hear me? So Alex Ovechkin, he's a Russian. Fuck him. He's ugly. He's not pretty like Cindy is. It's true. Cindy's prettier than OV. But that's one thing I like about OV. He's toothless. That's nothing but hockey. That's face of hockey right there. Toothless, hits hard. 2 things that Sidney Crybaby does not bring to the table. What does Sidney bring to the table? fairly good ice awareness, and the spinorama. That's all. Most of his goals, he's waiting for the rebound, taking the labors of some other man's work. Not OV's thing. OV's shooting, trying to blast the back of the net out. But these last couple of years, I've been pissed off with him, so I'm not going to give him any more credit. He's not sweating. He's not doing what he used to do to sweat. He's just waiting for the perfect shot, and it pisses me off. Because all the other guys on the team aren't stars. They have to still sweat, and I don't like to see that inequality. It bugs me. My first book name of all, The Aliens, the Doozian aliens. There were many species mentioned in the book, and naturally it's a fiction book. I don't necessarily believe there are any of these aliens necessarily in the universe. Kicking my shoes off. It's okay, babe. Don't call 911. He was a Doozian. Doozian's the name I gave him. Why not? It's a fiction book. What do you want me to... Tripolian? It doesn't matter. What do you want, fucking Ragu? Ragu aliens? We got them. We got them. What, they come out of a can. I don't give a shit. It's fiction. When it's fiction, you open up your imagination and let shit spill out. Not stop that checking shit. What's all that? Oh, I don't know. Is this going to sound... That might be stupid. Somebody might say, oh, he can't be said. That's something already been done in another movie and a book. Fuck that. You open up and you go. You shit it out of your mouth and your brain and right onto the paper and whatever you're doing. That's imagination. That's opening up. That's fiction. That's what it's all about. That's part of what I do these radio shows for. I like to open up my imagination and turn it loose. Now, I believe if I were the type to prepare my show, I could blow the best combination you could find of Mancow and Dennis Miller when he would do his shows, TV or radio. I think I could blow them out of the water. Maybe I ought to do that. Maybe that's the right thing to do. A thinking person show. But I'm trying to appeal more to the people who can appreciate the raw nature of what I say, because I'm not rehearsing for anything. I'm spitting it out. Sometimes I'm figuring it out on the fly, live with you. That's part of the experience of life. That's a beautiful thing. And I think deep down, that's really part of why I like to do this. I like to figure out life with you. I mean, I love the radio. I mean... You know, I realize that we're not where we were with radio. This internet radio thing is a whole new ballgame, but it's still that medium in which you only hear a voice. You don't have the body language. It is not written so that you can go at your own pace. You got to keep up. And like art, yes, I am getting raw. Thank you, Kim. Welcome to the chat room. Kim Ashbury Moxley, good friend of mine. They make powder for that. Well... and I wear some of that powder. You know, the powder that you get at the Dollar Tree is not quite up to the quality of Gold Bond medicated powder. I've learned that. That's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff you can talk about on a show that you do not have a bunch of fucking inset statements and bullet points on. Order? Maybe I'm against order. Maybe I'm against order because I see it as futile. Orderly. Compartmentalization, organization, type A personality, file cabinets. Get that shit out of here. This ball of rock is going down like every other ball of rock. Just do it. Just do it. Just live your life. Maybe I have a problem with order. I like to analyze these things on the fly. You know, when I was talking earlier about setting the bar low, I had never thought about that. That was a discovery live on the air with you. That maybe the reason I don't want to pick a topic is because it sets the bar too high. And if I keep it open and I keep it vague, well, then you're not allowed to have any expectations. And therefore, I should easily exceed whatever your low expectations may have been with my little null point show topic. You know? Organized crime. Kim, how much different is organized crime from organized religion? From organized politics, from organized government, organized military, organized militia activity. How much is it different from organized religious sects? S-E-C-T-S, you guys, not S-E-X, which would kind of be oxymoronic, but we'll let that go. You know, organization may be the root of all evil. money doesn't even show up without organization. Have we not dug deep enough? We say, and it's not money is the root of all evil. As you know, the saying is the love of money is the root of all evil. And I got to admit, it leads to a bunch of bad behavior. Can we agree on that? I think we can. But wait a minute, because you can't have a monetary system until you have organization. Look at the wild men living in the forest and tent cities. There's no organization there. They have the simplest life possible, and most of them are happy. They're happy. Laws are imposed upon you. Guidelines are assembled for you to follow. Community standards are imposed, and you must live by them. The condo association, the homeowners association, the PTA, the cops, your state, local, city, federal, all the governments. This is how you have to live within the confines here. Yeah, you're free, but if you live inside these guidelines, how free are you? Because what it is it's like walking down a hallway that's 2 feet wide, and everybody's saying you're free to fall down. You can't fall down. You can't fall down. If you fall down, you fall out of the building. So maybe organization is really something that we haven't pointed the finger at hard enough. What happens when people start to organize? Power shows up. Power shows up. Money and power, they hold hands and walk in together, late, fashionably late, and they show up. And then you get your evil. But not without the organization. The money and power won't show up without it. You gotta have the organization. Kim says, you bet your sweet tukas they are happy. That is the lure of living in the country. It is truly a simple way of life. Talking about the people in the camps, tent cities. Is there happiness and simplicity that we have failed to recognize? That we have at least failed to appreciate? I think there is. And I've done some imagining here. There are plenty of areas in life where I haven't put my imagination like I should have, or done my research, and I'll admit to those, especially when I'm talking about them as a topic or subtopic. But one area I've spent some time thinking in, all the way from back in the days when I read, Walden Pond? Who was that, Thoreau? I can't remember who it was, but he went out and lived in the wilderness for a year or two. I've been thinking, okay, what's beautiful about that? There's something incredibly beautiful about that. Not that he was alone. I think it would have been great if he could have just taken his woman and maybe they had a couple kids. But they're isolated. And what you're forced to do then is commune with nature. You're forced to. We've been fighting that for a couple centuries now, folks. A few centuries. We've been separating ourselves from nature. Through structure, through organization, and through physical structures. And look what we've accomplished. We've separated ourselves. We've lost something inside of our souls, and we look around and we wonder why we're up at 3 o'clock in the morning and can't seem to plug the missing hole. I think the missing hole is probably right out in the woods. I think that's what's missing. That's what's leaving the hole inside you. If you haven't and you've got some time, get your ass out in the woods. Go on a Sunday afternoon and just stand there for an hour. How much you want to bet you come back a different person? I'll put money on that shit. I'll put a nickel 95 on that 7 days out of any week. Sure would. We'll do it. I have to drink coffee that I did not want to drink because it's too hot on my studio, but I can't stay awake if I don't. Apocalypse, what's there? Whose mic is it anyway is the topic, so to speak. And if anybody wants to, we can actually start this game. Now, I can't do it all. I can't do all the acting of these skits that we're going to figure out how to do here, but I can start us off. So if one of you guys in the chat room wants to kick this off, why don't you pick a superstar's name and put them in a movie they never were in. And I'll see what I can do with that. If not, if you've got a different idea where it would line up with, like, whose line is it anyway, those types of topics, throw that out there, and we'll get it going. Yeah. I can't do it all. Nope. I can't do it. I can do 6 or 9, but not 69. Yeah, that math, it's just, I add 9 to 6, come up with 15, call it a day, and no one's impressed with that. Whose mic is it anyway? Well, if you guys don't have any ideas, I'll throw some out of my own. I'll just think of them right now. I don't have to have this stuff rehearsed. So let's say, I don't know, who am I? Whose voice can I do? I got to think of that first. Well, I can do Imus pretty good. I've worked on Imus fairly recently. So let's say I'm Imus in the morning, and I have found myself, well, since I've got sound effects for it, let me see if I can pop them up. Yeah. I'm Imus in the morning, and I have found myself somehow in a wartime situation. You know what I mean? I mean, shit's getting real now. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, oh, God damn it, man. Did I just hear gunshots? What was this fucking helicopter coming? Is that a news chopper? What do you mean it's Apache? I thought Apache was Indian. What do you mean it's Apache? What is it? Oh, Jesus, what was that? Is someone shooting at me? What the fuck is going on here? Those are some nappy-headed whores right there. I either had a burrito for lunch or someone just launched a rocket. I don't know. I don't know how to shoot this gun. Can somebody show me how to what's that sound? What's that sound? Do they have a tornado coming in here? Is that what that is? We have any ditches we could lay in? I have a bad knee and a bad hip, so I'm probably just gonna. Can I just lay down right there? I don't like the way that sounds. I don't see any tornadoes. Is a haboob coming? Is this a haboob? Is that what they call a haboob when it's like a sandstorm? Yeah. Well, we've had some of those out at the ranch when herds of cattle run by. It's kind of cloud. You know, I can't see for a minute. I'm usually drunk, so I can't see anyway. No big deal. Yeah. Oh well. I think I've just been shot. I've either just been shot, or my keychain stuck into my thigh, which happens on occasion. On occasion, if I've been the wrong way, so that could be what it was. This sounds serious. I don't think we're dealing with 4th of July fireworks here. I think these fuckers are serious. Something's going on here. Okay. All right. Yeah. There it is. There it is. So that was Imus in a war zone. I wasn't ready for that, really. I didn't know where to go with it. I mean, what's he going to do? That old fucker, he can't even stay awake, you know. I just picture him as the grandpa on the porch that occasionally wakes up and says shit like, Jimmy, they're bringing the suction cups out, and then goes back to sleep. That's what I see Imus as now. Why they're keeping him around, it's like fucking Weekend at Bernie's. Get him off the air. He's lost his mind already, you know. I don't know. You know, I got some respect for him. What I don't like is that all you have to have is a voice. That's all he had. He was no better than anybody else with his ideas. He just had the voice. What is it about the goddamn nasal tone in a voice that gets people radio shows? Shit. You know, it's just ridiculous to me. Show me skill. Now, I don't want to hear an annoying voice. You know, those people, you know the ones, God damn it, man. You know the ones. There are a lot of CNN reporters that have that voice. Today, in Iraq. Oh, my God. Christiane Amanpour, I hope that someone beats her severely with a wiffle ball bat after she's patted. I don't want her to get hurt, but I want her humiliated. I can't stand her voice. Can't stand it. She sounds like a man to me. I don't know why. It's just too deep. You know, yeah. Let's see. You guys are in chat, and my chat stopped automatically updating. Slipping the Geritol shake. I'll tell you a guy I kind of like, but I can't figure out. have you guys watched MSNBC much? Have you seen Chris Matthews? I probably watched a total in my life of 6 hours total of him speaking. And I like the way his mind works. It's very quick, very snappy. Doesn't seem to have time to fuck around. It's just looking at the root, trying to get to the root of whether, this line of questioning he has for a given guest. I like that about him. But from what I hear, I think he's pretty far left. And I don't like to tinker with either extreme. Keith Olbermann, I think he's one of the most brilliant guys in the world. But he's vicious, and he's on the far left. Vicious. You can't, there's no moderation there. It's just too extreme. Maybe that's what a real man does. If he has to go extreme, he goes extreme. I find myself wanting to say, listen, I have to consider the rest of the world's population and their views, and that's generally going to put me in the middle. It is. That's where I am. Is that soft? I don't think so. I'm firmly in the middle. I know what I believe in and what I don't. I'm open-minded to anything. But he's vicious. I mean, when Keith Olbermann gets a hold of Bill O'Reilly, I did an episode on Blog Talk Radio, and I transferred it over to Spreaker, called Killing Bill O'Reilly. And it was basically my assault on Bill O'Reilly, but I could do everything I had to do in a 30-minute show. Keith Olbermann, when he was on MSNBC, and he's on some odd, obscure news network now, he still attacks Bill O'Reilly. Now, Bill O'Reilly deserves it because of the way he treats other humans. He's a dick. He's a total dick. Glenn Beck's not a dick. Sean Hannity is probably a dick in private, but not so much on his show. Even Rush Limbaugh's not really a dick. Bill O'Reilly's a dick. He really treats people badly. He figures if he doesn't like what you're saying, he's going to win by screaming, hollering, and intimidation because he's 6'3". Well, I'm 6'5", and I'm dying to get on his show. I would love to see him try to squelch me. I just can't stand the way he deals with people. It's just fucking rude. It's rude. How people like that, I don't know. What am I missing? You tell me what I'm missing, guys. I get this feeling Apocalypse probably likes Bill O'Reilly. Maybe it's because he has the air of an uncompromising man. I don't know, but it's not it's not sympathetic to the wider public. It is very narrowly focused, and when you're that narrowly laser sharp focused on one view, one set of views, you cannot take in other people's views and ponder them openly. Give them some credit right up front and say, look, you're saying Muslim is the way to go. I'm going to listen a little bit about your religion. I'm not going to say, get that shit out of my face. I'm Christian. That's that. I'm agnostic myself, so I listen to all descriptions of religions with equal interest and equal credibility. I mean, Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, I know why you're there. I know why you showed up, and I appreciate it. And I feel good to be in America where you showed up, but I'm not taking you seriously. I just, just don't worship anything. You can have a church that worships nothing, but maybe other humans, goodwill, go ahead. Do a church like that. There's no law against that. You don't have to have a deity. But the Flying Spaghetti Monster, I'm thinking he doesn't exist. I'm almost sure he doesn't exist. Yeah, he does think he's God. And, Kim, you want to hear some strange shit? And this gets back into critical thinking, which, as you know, is one of my favorite topics. I have not mastered it. I continue to stumble down that path, and I try to bring people with me. The light that lights up is not one of mine. It's one that reason and logic have laid out. It's one that the great thinkers in philosophy and psychology and science through millennia have already lit up for us. But I lose my way. And I try to learn from them, and I've tried to do that for 20 years. And what I'm learning more and more is that we don't know a whole lot about anything. We want to think we do. It's an ego thing. We've got to feel comfortable that we know a lot of shit. And it's very difficult, and it's one of the very few things I would ever pat myself on the back for, is keeping the truly open mind, realizing we don't know a whole lot of nothing. All that education we get, I mean, I was in school for 6 years. That doesn't even count Air Force schooling. That would put it up to 8 years. I learned how to not know so much shit, and I'm thankful for it. And that may sound like a waste to you, but it has been totally enlightening to me. Because I was exposed to so many different cultures and rules and laws and governments and personalities that I was forced to say, my way is not the right way, because no way is the right way. They're all just ways. They're all just ways like colors in the rainbow. And I can't say one's any better than the other. You know? I don't know. Sunday night, whose mic is it anyway? Well, I've given the mic over and essentially to the chat room folks right now. Andy Apocalypse, he's whacking off or something. I don't know. I think this is his work hours right now. Kim says, heck no, even in Bible study, while yes, I know I am way over my head, I do know quite a bit, but no way do I know it all. The more I know, the less I know. Rabbit holes, that's right. Rabbit holes. When it comes to religion, I withdraw my faith because my faith relies on proof, and they don't like that too much in Christianity. Your faith needs to be somewhat blind if you have accepted your personal Savior, and you're going to follow Him. And I can't live that way. I can't. It would be so uncomfortable to me that I would feel like I wasn't myself. So I may have to pay a price for that. I accepted that long ago because I've read about many different religions, and many of them, if you don't follow the deity to a T, you're not going to make it. Oh well, I guess that's the price I'll have to pay, but that's okay with me because I have to stick to my guns on being open-minded. And that means I can't really close any topic. If you're truly open-minded, you can't close any topic. You can't say with any real conviction, one religion is wrong and three others are almost right and this fifth one is correct. You can't. Not if you think like I do. It's an open-ended topic. It's unprovable at this point, and it's, unless some deity shows up, and even then, are we getting good with holograms? I mean, who's to say a good government with very high-end technology in their satellites can't make it look like a deity has appeared in the sky and gives you a message? All of you must serve the United States. If you don't, you will all go to hell for eternity. I don't know. The universe is big. I try to think intelligent design. Someone created me. Someone really created me outside of the laws of nature. Something quite grand in its thinking. I think it's quite possible that life emerged. It emerged in spite of what was trying to kill it and what continues to try to kill it. And I think and I believe strongly that because of what I know comes together in a cellular sense to create life, I know there's life all across the universe. I don't know how complex it gets. I expect that it gets to levels that we cannot yet imagine, because if you can sit there and imagine us coming from single-celled to human in 1 billion years or less. Then can you imagine somebody that's had an extra 2 billion years to go from single-celled to something like human to insert blank here? Holy shit. They could, oh my God. I couldn't even, if I wrote the sci-fi book, nobody would like it. Nobody would understand it. People separating their conscious at birth, putting it in a bank, making backups of it, sending it to various galaxies for replication to make sure it couldn't be destroyed easily. You'd be like, what? That's not good. That's crazy sci-fi. This guy's on acid because I've thought too far into the future. But I guarantee you there's some shit like that that's already gone on. Just makes sense. It makes sense to me. I try not to think too far ahead, and I try not to think too far out because it gets uncomfortable. But I do anyway. I wake up from dreams sometime about, time travel and various, wormhole type of technologies and forces we have not yet identified. We're lumping everything into dark energy and dark matter, and we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. It's like when mankind first saw the ocean and said, it's wet. We know that. It's wet. We're going to call it the wet. It's the wet. They didn't know what animals were in it. They didn't know what lay on the other side of it. They had no idea what the content was that made up the water. They didn't know the risks. They didn't know anything about currents. They didn't know anything about underwater mountain ranges and valleys and rifts and tide. They didn't know any of that. They said it's the wet. That's what we're calling dark energy and dark matter. It's the dark. We don't know what's out there. We know there's attractive forces, repelling forces, intense gravity forces, and that's it. That's all we know. The universe is never ending as we know it. And I had some people arguing about that one show, Kim, that Apocalypse said he was not comfortable trying to imagine no limits. And I'm comfortable with that because you just stop. The way you do that is you stop trying to imagine. You're wanting to see lines. We're taught to find the borders of things, to assess their size, for food interest, sex interest, for threat to our physical safety, for possible housing interest. We're brought up from biologically through ancestral DNA to assess size, and that requires looking for the boundaries. So now we're asked to go ahead and look out into space and turn off that seeks boundaries. And that's not easy. That's really, really not easy for the human mind. We're getting there, though. We're coming along. We're slow, but we're coming along. But we don't know. We don't know if it's unlimited. That's the problem. I'm not so sure. You know what? The scientists say that in the Big Bang, space and time were created, telling me that space didn't exist before the Big Bang. And from a dimensional standpoint, I understand what they're saying, but I don't buy that. I think space had to be there already, because without space, the contents that created the Big Bang could not have existed. So that's my view on it. I think space has always been there, always and always will be. I think space is the natural state. Space is the natural state. Things in space is unnatural. That's what emerged. Things, elements, combining, making new things. Rocks, hitting bigger rocks. The more massive they got, the huger their gravity got, the more things run into them. Bigger they got. Kim says she was a boundary pusher since high school. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Kim? I'm curious. Space, time, death, life, what is it? Have you ever wondered, are we living a huge illusion here? I mean, is it something like the Matrix? I had an idea for a book I was thinking about, and I can't help but wonder, what if we are unwittingly the schooling for some sort of extraterrestrial being who's jacked in on a headset living our life? And what we experience as a 74-year lifespan is really kind of an overnight thing to them, because they live 10 or 12 million years. So it's a class for them, that's all. They're going to be Kevin Kierstead for 65 years. It's a class. They're going to put it on their resume. Yeah, I was a human. I was this dude. He was all kinds of fucked up. Yeah, I got experience with pain management. I got experience with legal issues. I got experience with military. Yeah, all that in one night's sleep for that alien. It's all possible, man. It's all possible. We really need to keep opening our minds that way, because we haven't even scratched the surface on the possibilities yet of what life is, what life isn't. All we do, we're such simple-minded creatures. We look at our sensory input, don't we? The 5 senses, and we think that's the extent of it. That's crazy. We should know that, those senses developed one at a time. There was a time when we had no vision. Did we just assume that there was no sky then? You couldn't see it. You certainly couldn't get to it, since you didn't have wings. But it was there. And so was outer space. So can you imagine all the things that are there right now that you cannot sense? I mean, it'll blow your mind. What if in 10 million years humans have developed to have, I don't know, about 65 senses by then? What are the 60 we're missing? We can't even detect those things. We have no sensory input for them. You know? Yeah, that's a little mind fuck there. Throw that in on a Sunday night, because, you know, what? It's the Sabbath. Although Saturday's actually the Sabbath. Kim's got a theory, and I would love to hear it. Oh, Kim was talking about throwing shot put and discus, lifting with the guys in the weight room. Coach told me to slow down or by prom my dress wouldn't fit. I didn't care. Well. Oh, so those are the boundaries you were testing. Yeah, I know. Well, that's just bravery, Kim. That's just courage. You had courage. And that's respectable in anybody. Too many people, they just want to duck under anything that might be a challenge. I'm waiting for Kim's theory here. She's got a theory. How many of you guys think we might not be here right now? You know that is a distinct possibility, right? That you do not exist, that you are an illusion. You may even be an illusion to the creature or being that is imagining your life. You may be a product of their dreams. So, and that's really simplifying some of the depth I could go into with this. So you can imagine. You know what's going to happen, I think? I think we're going to make robots, and we're going to load them up with artificial intelligence, and I don't think they're going to turn evil and turn against us. And, you know, we'll have some governing rules, and we'll have some security robots out there to maintain the peace, to keep robots within their limitations on seeking power. Of course, they're going to need to seek to defend themselves if we want to protect our investments, but never against humans. You just put the code in. It's that simple. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to pour all kinds of data in. The data are going to be phenomenal in volume. And new senses are going to develop, I think, in the robot that we could not have predicted. And they're going to be able to spit back information to us that we could never have figured out on our own, not in many, many millions of years. Autism and sensory processing. It isn't the kids are off, it's that our society has accelerated beyond our processing. So you think autism may be the baby step phases of a new sense? These children with processing disorders of a sensory nature are just throwbacks. I guess that's possible. Yeah. Well, it's entirely possible. That's what sixth sense could be. I mean, it could be the beginning of that sixth sense, some sort of conscious detection of other fields of energy. I don't know. Adaptation, yeah. This is something we think that adaptation takes tens of thousands of years per major change, and I don't think it does. I think it can happen in a few generations. Adaptation happens based on demand, and maybe we don't always recognize the demand. So to assume that we're going to see it unfold in a very predictable manner is foolish and absurd on the part of humanity. To think that we're going to, when we start seeing kids change, that we're going to know exactly what's happening, when really it could just be the species evolving. Evolving, I don't like to use that word. Adapting is the right word. Deborah Milstein approved my post and radio show listing. Thank you, Deborah. However, the show is 45 minutes old. So that's okay, though, because people can listen to the podcast. Think about words that you would have never thought about saying 20 years ago. Here's a sentence you probably never would have thought about saying 20 years ago. I'm probably just going to delete all of that. Can you imagine yourself saying that 25 years ago? Sentences that are now commonplace. I'll Facebook you. The noun becomes the verb. That's common. Change happens fast, and technology is an accelerant. So I think we're going to see sensory adaptation that's going to totally kick us in the nuts as far as expectations versus actuality. 6 Jewish suspects arrested in connection with killing of... I hate when they do, and it's on Fox News. I have a problem with Fox News and credibility, so I'm not even going to pull that up. But, you know, the sensational stations have the sensational story, so... Can an algorithm write a better news story? Well, that was back in 2012. Drones in Yemen, how U.S. hacks are devastating. I'm assuming they're talking about terrorist organizations there. More than 50 shot, 7 dead in Chicago's bloody holiday. What? Bloody holiday weekend. Well, one thing, you know, Mancow, I was watching a video of Mancow, and I always liked Mancow. It's funny, I like Mancow, I like Adam Carolla. Apocalypse posted a audio clip from a podcast of Adam Carolla's yesterday, and he said that he had a pirate ship, and this was a figurative thing, and he was saying that that pirate ship was his podcast. He owned the building that he did it in. He could cuss on his shows. He could say anything he wanted politically and not have to issue apologies for offending people, and he loved that. Well, great for him, and I have no problem with that. I think it's admirable for people to go on their own private channels so that they can say what they really feel. My God, that leads to truth. But if it exposes ignorance, then you're still ignorant. Now, I don't know if he's a racist. He's been accused of being a racist. Oh, I hate... You ever pull up a news story on the internet and the video starts automatically? No. Automatically close and leave. What's Kim talking about here? Okay. Couldn't take him to Yorktown. He spent the school trip on Jamestown, scared to death because of what he was seeing. Okay, but okay. So now this little boy that you say you're saying he didn't exist to our senses, that it must have been what we would consider a ghost. I think that's what you're saying there, which is, you know, consistent with sensitives that see things that the average person doesn't. That could be a, you know, we're in the infant stages of a sixth sense that's developing that allows us to detect life in a spiritual or nothing but electrical form. We may be sharing this planet with 100 different species that we cannot detect. And we haven't even considered it because we can't detect it. You know, it's funny how it works. We don't look for what we're not seeing. We've got to start looking more for what we're not seeing. And there's a wealth of growth there that we could have if we just do that. We always want to keep everything within the boundaries, and the skeptics are the worst of all. They don't only want it just in the boundaries, they want it all done empirically. Or they just refuse to believe it. And they won't poke around the outer fringes at all. They think it's silly. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I just got a message from an old friend about another old friend that wanted to chat with me. So that's cool. I doubt he's listening right now, but if you are, Matt, I'll give Jimmy a holla out at him. Yeah. All right. So we were talking about developing extrasensory perception, and remember, it's only extrasensory perception until it's not extrasensory, and it's just another form of perception. So maybe that's what's going on. Oh, wow. Well, I'm curious, Kim. So let's say Ian saw what you and I would refer to as a ghost. He was not afraid then. Why does he want to avoid talking about it now? Is he afraid that he's going to be ridiculed for it? Has he realized that most of society can't see this kind of thing, you believe, and that's going to make him the outcast by talking about it? Because I think that is the general flavor of personality that you find along all the lines of paranormal reports. There are very few people comfortable with coming forth with their story. And that's hurting us. And what's worse is that some of the people that are comfortable coming forth are lying. So we're getting a distorted version of the truth, and we have to kind of be assholes when it comes to who we'll believe and who we won't. And one thing you got to look at, as I've always said, is motivation. Do they have a motivation for coming out? You look at these guys in the Disclosure Project and Dr. Stephen Greer's work. These guys are astronauts, pilots. They have been ridiculed. They have been outcast. They have not written books and made money. But they insisted on coming forward to tell what they knew anyway. And it was, when you had 10 or 15 of them, I thought, well, that could be an anomaly. That could be some people that truly had experiences, but they were imagined. But when you get into the thousands, and you're still dealing with FAA officials, Navy commanders, Air Force commanders, pilots, astronauts, I'm going to believe them. I am. I'm going to believe them when they come in those kind of numbers, because I know what kind of training they've gone through to identify aerial phenomena. And they know when they're looking at a hole punch cloud, or weather phenomena, or meteorites, or space junk, or goddamn satellites, or they know. And when they see something that doesn't fit within the model of what they've been trained, and they report it, I don't think they should be outcast for that. You know, I think what happens is when somebody says UFO, everybody thinks alien, and that's the mistake right there. UFO is just an unidentified flying object. Why not just call it an unidentified flying object and leave it at that? I mean, it certainly merits more investigation, but it doesn't mean it's alien. You know, I would bet that maybe 1% of all valid UFO reports that can't be explained through other phenomena actually could be connected to alien life, even if they're just scouting ships or probes or something along that line. I don't know. Let me see what Kim said about this. This is seeing ghost here. And then not wanting to talk about it later. He's afraid he'll be outcast. He didn't know when he was little that we couldn't see him. I see. Okay, so he figured everybody could see him. He couldn't understand why everyone just turned a blind eye to all the people and Indians. Keep in mind, this was kindergarten and first grade. Smaller, he couldn't talk. He was delayed. He would point and then point to a card word for a boy, then point to the ghost boy outside. Wow. Well, Kim, does he talk to you about it? I mean, he knows you're not going to ridicule him. So can he, have you sat him down and tried to get him to describe in more detail what he saw and whether or not the boy played with him, or if it was a boy that looked unusual or had a wound or anything? I'm curious about the details of that. That reminds me, I got to give Matt back his book about ghosts, that 850-page hulk of a book I've been reading, and I've read most of it. A lot of that's bullshit, because they go and they get these psychics, and they, you know, it's basically rent a psychic. So you go on a ghost hunt, grab the local psychic, and go on out. And this guy tended to give a lot of credibility to each one of these psychics, and I just have this academic part of me that says very few of those psychics actually have a gift. If they do, they even, you know, some of the ones may have the edge of a gift and just not know quite how to hone it or use it, but they're not reliable. Oh, now I'm talking to somebody from the year 1742. No, I doubt you are, unless you really have a special gift. But he sort of bought everything they said, so that took away some credibility in my book for this guy that wrote this book, as if everyone were the gospel, every ghost story reported. I love deadlines. I like the whooshing sound they make as they fly by. Douglas Adams. Yeah, whose mic is it anyway? We're not doing the show, you know. We're not doing this should sound like whose line is it anyway, but I had to take a stab. Kim said he was thin and wearing a long shirt like a dress, and he smelled funny, brown wavy hair. Wow, so it sounds like he may have been in a child's nightgown. That's wild. Oh, you guys, I think at a bare minimum here, I'm going to need a break, and I can't promise much activity after the break. I can't promise that. But we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling, and we'll see how you're feeling. I will load up not Muzak, but I'm calling it Muzak because that's a fun fucking word to say. Zep Hume, We Are Free. I kind of like that one. It's got a Gwen Stefani feel to it. I'll throw that in the lineup. That's coming into the rotation. Oh, I'm not going to play my shit. Well, I'll play my other song, not the one that I played before. Not because I'm trying to get any... It's ridiculously silly, but it was fun making it, and it's my show. I can play my shit. And we might even throw in Slumlord again. I'm telling you, that was a groovy fucking song. And for that matter, so was the one by Soda, 18 Pieces. Shit, I'll throw that in there. I'm not afraid. It's just instrumental, but you don't need, because you can just put in your own words. It sounds good. It's good music. So I tell you what, I'm going to play a quick commercial for those of you that may have tuned in late, so you'll know where to find me outside of Spreaker or inside of Spreaker, and then we'll have a couple songs for you. And after that, we'll come back and decide if we want to go much longer with this show, if we want to give another stab to whose mic is it anyway, or if we want to cut it off while it's still alive and not let it die a slow death. So we'll make that decision after we return. That is that, and here goes this.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.
Ladies and gents, this is Kevin Kierstead, host of Truth on Tap and Caps on Tap. I hope you're enjoying the show. Truth on Tap is focused on bringing you absolute truth about everything from mainstream media to comedy, from psychology to the paranormal. This show keeps it real, not the fake kind of real, the real kind of real. That same spirit also covers our Caps on Tap show about the Washington Capitals. Caps on Tap shows air only after Capitals wins at this time. Please come like our Facebook page and join the conversation at facebook.com/TruthOnTapShow. Truth on Tap has been picked up and promoted by iHeartRadio, the internet audio mega monster, so shows are available there as well as on Spreaker and a limited selection on iTunes. To get in on a show's chat, you can chat from the Facebook page I mentioned, or go to www.spreaker.com/user/TruthOnTap and look for the live episode, or call in at 910-NO-LYING. That's 910-665-9464. Thanks again for checking out Truth on Tap and Caps on Tap.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.
Streets falling soon, making a clearing.
to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead. To Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.
Well, this is new. I'm just going to cut in on a song. I don't know about that shit. Well, the other night I talked over this same song and the next one that's coming up, so why not do it again tonight? You know, I was thinking of something because we're kind of limited here on where we can go with this show if we're not going to do Whose Mic Is It Anyway? And one of the things I was thinking about is Imus, the guy I was imitating earlier. Well, he did some stand-up comedy not too long ago, and he tried to sound black. And when he did, he used words like brother and mama jamma. Now, that generation of white person trying to act black drives me insane. Why do you suppose that is? Is it because I see all I can picture is this black and white film where they're doing blackface? You know, I can smell the racism. I can smell it when someone like that tries to act black, because I'm looking at their perception of a whole race in their actions, not just in their words. You know, Jack Johnson, who was a famous boxer around the turn of the century, he got popular, and he would beat up a lot of white guys. He was, you know, arguably the best boxer that ever lived. And he was very good at what he did, and he was huge. And he was probably 6'6", 6'7", about 250, towering over most men. And they would put him in newspapers drawn like a baboon eating watermelon. And I'm not so sure we've come much further. I'm not. I'm sure we've come a lot further in what we'll put in the paper, but not in what we're thinking. I feel blessed. I don't know what force gave it to me. Thank you, whatever force it was, universe, God, I don't know. I feel blessed to be able to think in my mind and believe that you cannot stereotype an entire race. That you're going to have people that are black that are more intelligent than people that are white, and vice versa. That you cannot classify an entire color into a single category, because every human being is different. And I don't see a black person and say, I'm better than him already. Do you say that in your mind? If you do, you've got some growing to do, my friend. I mean that sincerely. This isn't a politically correct fear thing, as Adam Carolla might have suggested. It's being real.
You're listening to Truth on Tap.
Yeah, soda, 18 pieces. We were talking during. Now we'll talk during Lo Tag Blanco by Slumlord. Or vice versa. Who knows which one's the artist and which one's the title. It doesn't fucking matter. Uh-oh. Cam, you feeling it? Yep, uh-oh. Oh, damn. I'm gonna hurt my back and knee. Here I go. Shit, my neck. Oh, everything's moving. I'm like a broken caterpillar. Oh. Give me my cane. Let me get this shit going. Oh. Shit, I just turned black. Y'all don't even need to act black. I just am right now. Oh my God. Here they go. Oh, it's funk with a capital F. Loaded to the brim, man. My God. Jesus Christ. This is the 70s all in a box. Right here. Along with a little bit of rap from the 80s. Yeah, got my neck all crooked and shit. I'm grooving here. I'm Rocky, I'm Rambo, I'm Predator, I'm fucking Curious Case of Benjamin Button, growing up the wrong way, backwards. The funk factor is phenomenal. We're at 3 digits past pi on this bitch right now to the square root of awesome. God damn it, man. Yeah, too funky. The funk meter's already pegged. We can't go higher. There it is. If I had a shovel and you had a grocery bag, I could dip the shovel into this song and fill up your bag with funk. That's how funky it is. I can't even talk during this. Everything's moving. I got my knees having convulsions. Uh-oh. Yep, I just had a seizure in my left shoulder. Shit. I look like Michael Jackson up in this bitch. Yeah. Oh, dancing. Just got getting cramps in my feet and shit. The cats are dancing. They don't know what to do. The funk factor's too high. You can't. There's no defense. I mean, try to not move. You can't. Oh, they're getting all Middle Eastern and shit on you. That's when you know funk has left the country. Funk has left the country because it doesn't feel the limits of a border. It just says, I'm reaching over into India. I'm in Pakistan now, bitches. Find me. I'm in Punjabi, bitches. I'm in Karaka. And Kim, yeah. This is more funk than that. Yeah. I could play this song and talk about it for days. That's just the maximum amount of funk in a song. Yeah, we went to India. We were in Beijing and shit. Fuck that. France and I think we might have dipped down into South America just on a on the instrumental part. Yeah. and down in Colombia and shit.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with
that was fun, man. I enjoyed that. I think as a staple item in this show, we're going to do that more. We're going to find good songs, good instrumentals, and just talk during them. Just talk about how they make us feel. I mean, isn't that what life's all about? I mean, if we're going to focus on sensory input, let's focus on what makes us feel good, what makes us feel great, what makes us take away the norm and step into the abnorm in our minds. I think it's awesome. Tossing back our Geritol shakes. That's right. I'm old. I ain't afraid. I'm 42 up in this bitch. Yeah. The way I look at it, I'm already over halfway through my life. I'm in the second half of the game now. This is when it gets serious. This is when bitches be throwing long bombs. You know, this is in football when we actually had to start thinking. Third quarter, man. You want to win? You better do some shit. Kim, this has been a lot of fun, and you know, maybe if I had one more instrumental that was good, of a good quality, I could probably throw it on. But I don't think, I haven't done enough of my homework. Well, no. You know, this is interesting. I'll tell you what, it's not instrumental, but it is something we can talk during. So I'll do one more, and we'll end it on that. And maybe we'll do another show tomorrow night. But I'm gonna throw one on for you guys called, now this is Snowflake Hot Core, Down Below. Now you can get your imagination on. Snowflake's a talented artist. I've seen a lot of her stuff on CC Mixter and other forms of Creative Commons licensing music. But this is more of I would almost call it a poetry reading to music, but it's art. It is, of course, yes, it's art. And I want to know how it makes you feel, Kim. You tell me in the chat room, and I'll talk during this. I'll tell you how it's making me feel. I want to know if it matches how you feel. So let's drop it. Snowflake, Hot Core, Down Below, featuring Spinnin' Merkaba, Error 404, Sacjo 22, another talented artist, Anchor Mahans, Abstract Audio, and Kurdanark. Hit it, Snowflake. That's right. Talk to me, bitch. I ain't playing. I like it where it's warm. That guy in the background sounded like he had the pee shiver. You know when you shiver and you pee? Let's talk about the hot core. Damn that snow, Kim said. Oh, I hear you breathing. I hear you breathing, Snowflake. Is that supposed to signify sex? Yeah. It sounds almost like ha ha ha. So are you laughing at my penis? Is that what I draw from this? I'm not what? Dracula, Kim says? Sing it, Snowflake. It's now Kim, tell me what this makes you think of. Is that what you were talking about when you said Dracula? This takes me to a dark forest where there's a white, unusual, unnatural fire burning and several people gathered around it that know exactly why they're there, and I don't understand it because they're all in white gowns. That's where I am in my artistic interpretation of this. They've got a plan. They need to be there, and it has nothing to do with the rest of the people. You're in a castle, Kim says. She's in a castle. Is that where this song's taking you? On a bear rug in front of a fireplace. Is there love there? Is there love with this Dracula? With this vampire? It does sound kind of hot. There's romance in this song. I can sense that. It does kind of seem timeless, too, so that would fit in with the vampire genre. No love? Just sex, probably, right? Oh, he's dead. Well, Jesus Christ, man, you're a fucking necrophiliac now, right? The heat of my heart. It could be heartburn. And she just has a great voice, and she's telling people, hey, I had the burritos, I got the hot core now. It's right in my heart there. And I'm needing a Tums, is all. Yeah, it was a hot burrito, so, you know, trying to catch my breath. Give me some water, please. Tortilla chips. Yeah. This is kind of cool. I kind of like this. Now they're on a sailboat. I'm seeing just one man, one woman on a sailboat. Bright white sun out there, blue water, white sands off in the distance. Yeah, they're consumed with sex. These people are worthless right now. That's all they're thinking about. Fucking ship's gonna hit a rock anytime. They don't care. It's an extra jolt for them. Because she's eating a Hot Pocket. And Dracula, why he was always sexy, he can get it somewhere. Sing it, Snowflake. You got the voice. I ain't messing with you. I'm just saying. This is how the art's hitting me. All right. And I cut off grapes you never seen. But I tell you what, because that's not fair, you might have said, hey, I like that groove. So what we'll do is we'll end the show on that song. Okay, I can't keep this ruse up. I know, you did good, Kim. Thank you for helping me to narrate the art that can be felt by a song and how it differs between two people. I'd like to do that. You know, I used to do something called Doc in the Box, where I'd pretend to be a psychiatrist analyzing an artist as they sang a song, but talking over them. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to doing that. But I like giving personal impressions of art and comparing them. I think that's a huge educational benefit to all of us, to compare feelings, because nobody talks about them very much. You know, art is huge. Art represents everything we can't put into words, if you think about it. And I think that's a fucking huge area. You know, feelings you get when you look at a certain piece of art, when you hear some artwork. Interesting stuff. So thank you, Kim Ashbury Moxley, my good friend, for helping me out narrating tonight. What we were trying to do, I don't know. I warned you guys. This was going to be Whose Mic Is It Anyway? And if I couldn't get that going, it was going into freestyle and experimental radio, and that's exactly what I did, so don't say I misled you. Word sex, yeah. That sounds like fun. You know, I'm already turned on by words. I've always been a words guy. That's why I majored in English, and that's why I write. But I found more and more that I avoid big words. I used to write big words I guess I wanted to impress people with my education, and I realized not so many people dig the big words. If they don't know them, they're lost, and they get a little annoyed. So especially, you'll see it in my next book that I've been working on today, Flight Fortemente. This book there's not a word in it that you're going to need to look up, you know. And I did that on purpose because I wanted the story to be the attraction, not, ooh, I just learned a new word. So it's at 21,000 words right now. I'll probably have it finished at 40 or 50,000 words. And I'll get that book out before the end of this year. And it's going to be it's going to be probably my best book yet. But it's going to be a tie between that and the Addie's Boom and the Blast Frontier. Anyway, thanks again, Kim. I'm getting ready to get off of here. I've been up since 6 or so this morning, and I got zero energy left. And I really did want to kick off this Whose Mic Is It Anyway? In the same vein as Whose Line Is It Anyway? But that's going to take a lot more people in chat. It's going to take a lot more input from people. It's going to take calls. So I need to grow this show some more and just get more people involved before we can make that successful, because then we can have guests calling in and they'll be, you know, actors that will have to act out something right on the spot. So we'll have some fun with it. When it comes around, okay, cool. Yes, thank you, Kim. Thanks for coming along. Apocalypse made his brief appearance, which he normally does, and then steals away, which is okay. I know I'll see him again. Apocalypse is kind of like the moon. He may be different sizes, but he always shows up. Whatever that meant. So that is that. But I'm not going to let you guys go without giving you, since I teased you with the first 8 notes of a song, I'm going to make sure that you don't get out of here until you've had your dose of grapes you never seen, is the name of the song. That is that, and here goes this.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.
You never seen nothing like this before. Check it, check it. You never seen nothing like this before. Check it.
Yo, follow me, my rhyme is like an anomaly. You gotta be off a lot of weed to properly follow me. A big dose, big flows, with big shows, full of top notch, skinny dimes and big hoes. Take a whiff of me, I'm smelling like a dank funk symphony. A couple women with me and it's bringing out the pimp in me. Listen, B, you gotta hear what I'm saying. See a rhyme like mine, I cause your mind an epiphany.
You never seen nothing like this before.
This is flow, my people, it's a vicious flow. Whether you a seasoned pro or an average Joe, it's incredible, pack a bowl, homie, this shit go. When I pick up the mic, I just enter the zone and spit ridiculous rhythms that'll just shatter your bones. You rappers all the same, you can't think on your own. And I'm like Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm attacking you clones. Let's go.
You never seen nothing like this before. Check it, check it. You never seen nothing like this before. Check it, check it. You never seen nothing like this before. 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 You never seen nothing like this before.
This ain't the same saw you may have saw creeping at the main bars. Came hard, now I'm cutting deeper than a chainsaw. People play it, it ain't hard. Headphones on or in the car. You can see I'm rhyming raw, I'm tighter than a leotard. Seeing stars, never see me fall, never see my flaws. Retire or get fired, I'm the boss now, we in charge. Whack ass rap cats, I lift my leg, I'm peeing on. Big burst the style, low my swing up and teeing off. Girls clothes, keep them off, feed it up and beat us off. See you in the corner watching us and you just beating off. Beat it dog, beef I love it, homie, if only I could eat it all. I'm hungry like my people are, got a demon's jaw. Spit fire like propane mixed with ethanol. If you don't see the spit, ain't seeing shit and you ain't seeing all. So just be gone with your ridiculousness. Be a witness, this is the business.
You never seen nothing like this before. Check it. You never seen nothing like this before. Check it. You never seen nothing like this before. Check it. You never seen nothing like this before. Check it.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kierstead.